ancient voice, whispering from the void, and it chills my lightless heart.
G'day guys, Duckville here. We're going to have another look at a replay from the Team Liquid Star League number 3. This is going to be a replay from the qualifiers number 4, I believe. We're going to have a PvP on Xel'Naga Caverns, which has been an amazing map for some of these really fun games, and there were even more games. So if you have time and you haven't, you really want to watch some other replays, that sort of thing, if I haven't casted them, go into the link in the description and check those out. So before we get too far into it, let's introduce our players. We've got Adelscott here, who's of course from Team Millennium, and he's a fantastic player over from Francetown. He's been in a couple of other casts that I've done on the channel, of course. You can check them out if you want when you've got some time. And his opponent here on Xel'Naga Caverns is actually going to be KiwiKaki, who is a very famous player. He's a very, very quality player, and he pulls out some amazing things with motherships. You should see what he can do with his motherships. But please don't try them at home because they are quite micro-intensive and dangerous. But we'll see what he can pull out today. As mentioned, Xel'Naga Caverns being a very cool map for some of these really good matches. As we can see, we got the two Xel'Naga watchtowers in the middle. But you all know that. But I think what makes this map really cool to watch is the fact that there are these pathways which go through various sides of the map, and flanking can become a big issue, which means the players have to watch their micro, they have to watch where their units are going and that sort of thing. So it is a big factor in all of the matchups realistically, but especially in a lot of the ones that have ground battles, such as PvP, which we will obviously get to see today. So we will see what is coming out so far. Just standard sort of opening from both players. It looks as if we've got KiwiKaki just putting his gateway at the ramp just to provide a very minor sort of block. And as we can see, Adelscott actually coming in to do some harass on the probes, doing what he can there. But actually, he's he did a decent job on one of those probes. Where did it go? Oh no, he didn't actually get too much done. I'm not sure where it is. But either way, he has lost a few shields on his own probe. It's coming back in for some fun. You got to be really careful when you do walk inside the probe line. Some players do like to actually just grab some probes and just attack straight away. So you do need to be careful. That can happen in any of the matchup. Looks as if Adelscott's actually trying to work in a mana pylon here, and he does get it off. For those of you who are quite new to this particular tactic, this is actually something taken from Brood War, where you would actually chuck a pylon down and it would actually block in some of the probes. And as you can see here, KiwiKaki is now down 2 probes because they are stuck here. They cannot get out, despite what you may think. They can't actually get out the back here. And as I mentioned, this is a very cool tactic which was used a lot later in Brood War. This is the first time I've actually seen it in StarCraft 2, but I'm really happy that he's actually giving it a go. I wasn't really sure whether the mineral patch placements would allow it, but he's certainly given it a shot here. As we can see, he does have a pylon down here. Just a quick one about this game, guys. We actually, oh, there we go, we've even got a Zealot coming in here. So Adelscott trying to put on some very early pressure here. He's got the block on those probes. The Zealot taking a lot of damage from the Stalkers. The one Stalker, there are 2 now, but doing some great micro there. KiwiKaki does lose 1, 2, 3 probes. He has lost 3. Not really sure what KiwiKaki is doing there. He's finally busted out his probes. They have escaped and they are now getting back to work. So that did set him back just a little bit there. He has, not to mention he's lost those probes, which is really going to hurt him a bit considering the dynamics of PvP. But as I was saying just before that event occurred, this particular match was recommended by Plexa on Team Liquid. Thank you very much, Plexa, for the thread which he created with all of these replays. He's done a fantastic job. But this game actually apparently has some incredibly cool stuff that we will see, which according to Plexa is the future, as he put in caps there, which was really interesting. But as we can see, it looks as if we've got KiwiKaki is actually, I'm pretty sure that's a full wall, although Zealots should be able to get through, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. You don't see that as often in PvP, but we'll see what's happening here. We do have a forge coming up the back here from Adelscott. He may just be getting that as perhaps part of his defense, just in case he does need it, but it certainly looks like he won't for the moment. But we see that Kiwikaki, you got to be really careful with Kiwikaki. You got to make sure this guy is not getting a mothership out. That is one of the things which he loves to do, grab a mothership and get that all rolling out. And once he's got some energy, you'll see his stalkers roll in, and then he'll pull them back with a recall. So I would presume we wouldn't actually see that in PvP, but I don't know, anything's possible when Kiwikaki's playing. As we can see, Adelscott grabbing a cannon there just to make sure that he is defended. Perhaps one of the transitions he was worried about from Kiwikaki was a switch into DTs, because he may have suspected that Adelscott may have been a little bit behind in his own tech, given that he spent 100 minerals on that Zealot that came down, and of course the pylon that he placed as well. So may have just been a bit worried about that, or perhaps he's just getting it for just some supplemental defense. But we can see the forge is spinning, in fact, so he is getting +1 weapons. It will be on the way shortly, and which will really help out with his Stalker battles, which I am suspecting this will turn into some huge Stalker battles there. This pylon still has not been spotted there, but now it looks as if Kiwikaki has come across. He's going to take out that one. That won't be too hard to get rid of. But he is also just scouting out what's happening around the map, sees that Adelscott has not taken his natural expansion. So in a PvP, if your opponent hasn't taken it, it's kind of risky to take it yourself, because you could fall to some 4 warp gate or even 5 warp gate pressure, something like that. So you do need to be careful of that sort of thing. We've got an Immortal just about to pop out here. He's caught the train to the Xel'Naga Caverns, and he's about to pop out here. As we can see, we do have a move out coming from Adelscott. He's just pushing around the map. I think he just might be looking to control the Xel'Naga watchtowers and make sure that he's doing alright on that front. However, he has come across here and has put a pylon down. This probe looking very, very suspicious. If this was a lineup, the victim would be picking this probe. He looks extremely suspicious sitting here in a very, very good position to put down the Nexus. I would not be surprised if we do see that soon. However, he is actually attacking the front, so it looks as if he may go for an attack, perhaps to cover that expansion. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second. The Zealots moving to the front, going straight up the ramp there. As you can see, it is not a full block off, so these Zealots will still be able to get inside. They are getting picked off by the Zealots of Kiwikaki. However, Blink is now done, and it looks as if Adelscott is just putting on a little bit of pressure, making sure that Kiwikaki is not just going real hard on his economy. And as we can see, we do have that Nexus going up from that suspicious probe, and he is heading home with his minerals that he captured. So that Nexus has gone up. It looks as if Adelscott's going to be focusing on pressuring the front and just making sure that that natural, or not the natural, I suppose that's the, realistically, that's more like a third base where you would normally put a third base, goes up securely. And as we can see, these Immortals are here to defend the front. So he's definitely not going to be able to break the front, but he certainly will be keeping Kiwikaki inside his base for the time being. Now, we do see that this probe from Kiwikaki has been scouting out the natural expansion, and still has seen that it has not actually gone up. Not suspecting just yet that that Adelscott has actually taken the base down at the 3 o'clock position. So the +1 weapons have been completed for Adelscott. He's got that all done. Now he's rolling on the armor. He's going to see if he can get that going. As you can see, not really sure what the plan is for Kiwikaki just at the moment. He's sort of stuck in this position. He will need to take down one of these gateways. I would assume he's going to take down this one with less health once he needs to move out, and indeed he is. Bam, that is gone in just one volley from all of those units, and now he is going to look to move out. I would assume he's going to try and send the Zealots out first, or perhaps even the Immortals. I suppose that would be the smarter idea, but he's going to send them out shortly. Let's see what Adelscott's actually up to. Got a transfer on those probes. They have been transferred down here to this expansion, and he is now getting that all up and running. By this time, Kiwikaki is definitely suspecting that something fishy is going on. He still is not scouted out the 3 o'clock expansion. He is, however, moving down the ramp. As we can see, these Stalkers moving out the front. I'm really surprised that Kiwikaki did it that way, but it looks as if he's going to try and blink in front, but it looks as if Adelscott has actually got his blink a little bit ahead of where Kiwikaki is. The blink's going down. This is like a game of tag here. They're trying to catch each other, but they keep blinking away. One of these Stalkers is actually going to get caught out here. Adelscott sniping that one. Down it goes, and he's going to be able to control this position here, perhaps with the Xel'Naga Tower as well. And as we can see, Adel Scott now moving into a very formidable position at the moment. He's currently sitting on around about 1,300 mineral income with 200 gas income. They are sort of sitting on around about even probes. As we can see here, Adel Scott has got this one up quite nicely, and of course his main is doing all right as well, as we can see there. But it looks as if he may switch into many gateways here. As we can see, 6 gates are now up, and well, we're about to have a 6th gate up and running. However, it looks as if he's going to try and have a look in the front there. A Colossus is done. There are no extended thermal lance just yet from what I can see. Now it's on the way. There it goes. We'll probably see a chrono boost on thermal lance because it does take quite a long time to actually get done. But we still have not actually. He has finally spotted this expansion here. The probe did come down all the way down to the 3 o'clock and finally did find that is there, and he's going to be quite surprised by that. So now he knows he is quite far behind in the economy scale, and of course that in turn translates to the military scale. As we have a look on the army tab, we actually have Adel Scott sitting here at 113 supply to 97 for Kiwikaki. So Kiwikaki is really going to need to either crank out some more power units such as these Colossus or a few more Immortals, or he's going to need some sentries perhaps to actually block off some of these forces. But it looks as if Kiwikaki's come up to blink and try and take out some of these Stalkers. He's not really going to get anything there, but we do have a couple more Stalkers warping in for Kiwikaki. As you can see on the production tab, we have Charge coming in for Adel Scott. He's going to have that ready to roll. As we can see, he's really just heavily focusing on this this gateway force. Another huge platoon of Zealots is coming in to help out with this attack. And he's going to have even more now that this pylon is here in a brilliant position to warp in some reinforcements. And as we can see, this probe may be coming up to put a pylon down, but it looks as if we're going to have a double-pronged attack here coming through both ends of the opening there to the natural. Stalkers blinking on top of the Colossi. They are walking to the back, trying to stay out of danger, but one of them did not get too far, and he has been taken out. The last Colossus is still here, doing what it can. These Zealots, however, are just tanking all of the damage here. These Immortals are going to be in deep trouble. As we can see here, this is just real dire straits for Kiwikaki, and he does GG out. So that was the end of that one. A very quick little PvP, but a brilliant maneuver there by Adel Scott to hold up his opponent inside his base and expand over to one of the rarely checked expansions. So it may be something which you may see from time to time. It is a very cool way to play that one, but he pulled it off quite successfully there, and unfortunately for Kiwikaki, there was no motherships around to help out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. A little bit of a different PvP style there. But if you want to see some of the other TSL replays that I haven't done yet, please let me know and I'll have a look. As you can see, it will be linked in the description for this video. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a good game and keep it cool. Cheers.